The confidence you're going to wear is what is going to differentiate you from other candidates. There are instances where they're going to ask you a question and you might not understand. Please don't fidget. Don't get confused. Hi guys, how are you guys doing? Okay, so today I'm actually going to share how to ace your, Italian university interview. Okay, this is actually very, very important because some of you guys have applied to limited access programs, and then you want to know, how do I go through the interview process? Like, what do I need to prepare for? What areas do I need to prepare on? So this is going to be a very, very short video. And in this video, I'm going to tell you some of the areas for you to look at and some of the things for you to take note of while you prepare for this admission interviews. Okay, so the first thing you need to look out for is, they are going to ask you to introduce yourself. Okay, so your self introduction should be tailored to your CV. Okay, your self introduction should be tailored to your CV. Take note, these people have your CV with them. They've gone through your CV, they've gone through your motivation letter. So whatever you are talking about as you're introducing yourself needs to be tailored to what you've stated in your CV. Okay, so that is something that you really need to consider. Then the next thing that you need to take note of is, you need to talk about relevant skills. You need to talk about relevant work experience. They are on your CV though, but then they want to hear from you. So you need to talk about relevant skills. That kind of like helps push you, like, that kind of like helps sell you to them, I'll say. Yeah, so you talk about relevant skills, you talk about relevant work experience, and that is kind of like in line with the program that you've applied for. One who asks, like, what instances do students go for admission interviews? So mostly admission interviews are organized by the admission board for programs that have limited access. Okay, so they have only few spots, so they want to pick the best candidates for that program. So that is actually the most instances where they organize admission interviews. So if you did apply for a limited access program, then you should know that you'll be going through an admission process, and that is the reason why this video is for you. So all you have to take note of is, the questions that they are going to ask you is going to be based on your CV, and also they're going to base it on the introduction that you've given to them and that of your motivation letter. So don't just get someone to write a motivation letter for you and then you don't go through it. Don't just get someone to write a CV for you and then you don't get through the kind of like you don't go through it. Then you also need to prepare yourself. You need to sell yourself in your self introduction. Okay, because that's the starting point. So you actually need to really do it well. Then the next question they are going to ask is going to be that of your motivation. They want to ask, what is your motivation for applying for that program? And you need to take note that your motivation, you've already written your motivation letter, but then what you're going to state to them needs to be in line with the four areas that they've stated in the university application pages. I don't know if you've seen, I've shown you guys over 14 application videos, and then all the time you realize that when you get to the motivation letter stage, they've written four areas that your motivation letter need to focus on. So when you're sharing with them or you're telling them your motivation for applying for that program, you need to focus on these four areas. Don't talk about anything else. You need to focus on that four areas. So why should they pick you for the program? Why did you apply for the program? These are very, very, very key areas that you need to be very careful how you answer it. And then all will go back to you having to read your course pages. Okay, you need, whatever program you are applying to, you need to read the program page, you need to read the details there, because all of this you need to pick keywords that they've placed, or they've written on the program page. You need to include it in your motivation letter, and then when they ask you of your motivation as well, you need to include it in describing your motivation for coming or for applying for that program, and also how would this program actually help improve you, like career wise, how would it better you. And then you also have to focus on talking about how you're going to go back to use this knowledge that you learned from the program, how you're going to use it to improve your community. Okay, so it's very, very, very important. You need to state things that are relevant. You need to state things that will sell you. You don't have to look desperate. You don't have to look desperate at all. You just need to state to them why you are choosing that university. So you can speak about not only the program but then the university in general, and all other things that you feel like will kind of like push you out there, or other things that you feel like will give you a better chance. You need to talk about them, but then don't exaggerate. Okay, so you just need to be very direct, focus on the areas that they've stated on the program pages, and I'm telling you, you're going to be good to go. Then one other thing is, for you to really answer this question very well, they want to know you've done a lot of research, okay? And as someone that is choosing to go and study abroad, you really, really, really need to be someone that is you are always open to doing research, because you need to research a lot. So you need to have done research about the university, their program, like students that have studied the program, the job areas that you can kind of like apply to with the knowledge that you get from the program. And also one other thing you can consider is that of the like the student life in that university, and that is something that you can also talk on. Then the last thing you should consider is you need to come to the interview confident. You need to be confident, and you need to be well dressed as well, because these people look at your mannerism. These people look at how you really carry yourself. So the confidence you're going to wear is what is going to differentiate you from other candidates. There are instances where they're going to ask you a question and you might not understand. Please don't fidget. Don't get confused. Don't fidget at all. Calm down. Ask them to repeat the question again and then answer the best that you can. But one thing you should never do is to lose your confidence during the process. One thing you should never do is to look like to fidget during the process, because that can confuse you and it will really, really, really affect you in a negative way. So wear your confidence. Come to the program prepared, because how confident you are will also depend on how prepared you are for the interview. So look at these key areas, prepare on them, and then go for this interview. Be confident with the answers that you give. Ensure that you dress well, because not only for admission interviews, but then any kind of interview at all that you go for, you dressing well is a key factor. That is something that is really, really important. Okay. Yeah. So that is one thing that you should consider as well. So basically, that is all I wanted to share. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, share it, and then subscribe to the channel as well. If you've gotten admitted to any university in Italy, you can tell me in the comment section. And those who have applied and are yet to get a response, I wish you guys the very best. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.